So in this module class, you will learn about the typical characteristic of those students within those students in a classroom with children with special needs. No? Pag sinabi natin typical characteristic is, manulearn natin dito kung paano yung mga students or kung ano yung nangyayari sa isang classroom na mayroong mga children with special needs. Also, we will discuss the different problem behaviors na i-encounter sa loob ng isang classroom. When we say problem behaviors, ito yung siya yung perceive as one, perceive as not acceptable because it disrupts the teaching and learning process. Pag sinabi natin problem behaviors, ito yung nakaka-disrupt, diba? Nadi-disrupt niya yung learning and teaching process sa loob ng isang classroom. So before ito mag-start ng ating proper lesson is, meron ako itong situation and please read it because I have here following questions for you to answer. So, picturean na lang. I-read na lang yan. Please, mga 3 minutes para makabot natin yung oras. If hindi nyo maabot, is kuan na lang. Picturean nyo na lang kay I have my following questions. I will give you 3 minutes to read that story. Are you all done? 1 minute left. Okay, Dad, I will call your names. First is Miss Cordero. Please speak. And read it aloud. Do you think parents' reaction are justifiable? Yes. Yes. Because, of course, when your child is being bullied or being affected, so of course, your reactions are valid. Your reactions are justifiable because that is the Next is Zaid.
So what are some things Ben's parent would do without being at home? Okay, so alam naman natin sa mga nakabasa, si Ben ay isang matigas. Pero isa siyang or On time talaga siya dumarating, and then mabait siyang bata. Parang yung hindi ang speaker na. So, problema lang sa kanya is pasaway, very matigas. Yung bullying, nag-bullying sa kanyang classmates. So, ang mas magandang gagawin ng parent is to advise and to talk to him personally. Susuportahan or yun na. Ang sasabihin ng bata na, anak, huwag mong gawin ito kaya baka magkatuto ka, baka ano ito mangyari sa'yo. So, dapat merong what ito rin, merong care or yung support.
Okay, next name is Miss Diaz. Is it allowed? What are some things Ben's teacher could try that might be more effective than the consequences has already received? So, may mga strategies daw na yung teachers is ginawa or he tried to give Ben a timeout, withdrawal privileges, behavior contract, and even school service work like cleaning and also suspension from class. But those interventions daw failed to have long-term effects on Ben. So, as a teacher, the other intervention that I would do is to seek for professional help because for me, Ben is suffering from a compulsive disorder siguro because he tend to like okay siya, then the next thing naman is very aggressive toward his classmates and also he tend to bully, so yun, seek ng guidance and also ng professional help. For the last one, Mika and Aguirre. Is it allowed, please?
How do you describe Ben's behavior according to your own standard? For me, Ben's behavior is very disruptive. Towards his classmates, he's not very nice. He bullies them. However, towards his teachers, he can be respectful, which is very it shifts a lot and it's not very balanced.
Okay, so thank you. So later on, identify natin yung magkakaroon talaga tayo ng deep understanding about that situation because yung situation na yan is tatapos sa amin throughout the lesson. So, sa story, it is Ben, no, na if sasabihin natin sa Ben is mabait, pero meron talaga siyang destructive behavior na experience. Kaya nasa kwento that kapag parang binuli back siya, is magiging aggressive siya. No? So, the story of Ben is very familiar to those teachers. So us, as teachers, no, dadating talaga yung point na mag-actual teaching na tayo in our teacher career, no. So, talagang i-experience natin or talagang ma-experience natin yung different problem behaviors, no. Mag-face natin yung mga different problem behaviors sa loob ng isang classroom. So, problem behaviors are in classroom are reported by teacher as one of the main concerns in the classroom management. So, kasi nga, kagaya naman pa sinasabi ko, yung problem behavior is ito yung dahilan kung bakit nag-disrupt yung teaching and learning process ng isang classroom. Ano ba yung mga common na problem behaviors? Ito yung mga unnecessary noise. Hindi talaga maiiwasan yung mga unnecessary noise na nangyayari sa loob ng isang classroom. Playing with objects. Hindi ba dyan hindi nag-pay attention, no? Hindi sila nag-pay attention, halimbawa dyan, sugid lang sila, and the teacher is talking back, wala silang passive learners sila. Yan yung ibang mga problem behaviors na nag-encounter na isang teacher sa loob ng isang classroom. Yung frequent sharpening of pencil. Nangyayari din yan sa loob ng isang classroom wherein nakaka-disrupt siya ng teaching and learning process. And getting out of seats without permission, yung tayo sa loob ng classroom is isa rin yan sa sinasabi natin problem behavior ng isang classroom. So, in general perspective, Problem behavior is viewed as any behavior that violates, not conform to the established rules and standard of the classroom. Kagaya nga yun, no, in our past discussion, no, sinasabi natin, kinakailangan natin mag-set ng rules or guidelines bago mag-start yung klase. Bakit? Kasi diba, kung napapansin nyo, kapag walang rules or regulations sa isang classroom, talagang magkakaroon ng mga problem behaviors. Halimbawa, itong sinabi nila, getting out of sleep without permission, talagang makakadisrupt yan ng iba. No? Halimbawa, kung wala kang ganung rule, no? You're just keep talking in the front and hindi ka nag-set ng rules na, hindi ka nag-set ng mga several rules, talagang magkakaroon tayo ng problem behavior sa isang classroom. So, according also to Bloomfield 2006, problem behavior is viewed as an observable behavior that display disrupts the environment and often has a negative impact on others. No? Ito rin yung isang problema ng problem behaviors na nakaka-disrupt ng sa loob ng classroom. So, ngayon, sinabi din dito, no, na yung isang teacher daw is parang hindi natin kinakailangan na yung mga too aggressive lang na mga behavior yung pansinin natin sa loob ng classroom. Pansinin din natin yung mga too little behavior ng desirable kids, yung mga children na nagumuupo lang, na walang mga passive learners kasi nakaka-experience din daw din yan sila ng mga problem behaviors. Hindi tayo mag-focus doon sa mga students lang na merong aggressive behaviors. So we will discuss the too much behavior of undesirable kids. First is the physical aggression, pushing others, pulling them, kicking, bossing, bullying, dominating by words, arguing, or interrupting. Ito yung isa sa mga physical, o ito yung isa sa mga undesirable na mga behavior ng kids, no? Yung tinutulog sila, binubuli, no? Nagkakaroon ng physical aggression. Next is the fear activity, making exaggerated or effective gestures, moving without permission, wandering around the classroom, out of sync or school premises. Yung parang gumagawa ka, halimbawa, parang nagsisik ka ng attention, yung gumagawa ka ng silly na, yung ginagawa mo, katatawanan yung sarili mo para lang pansinin ka ng others kahit hindi naman nakakatawa or kahit wala ka na sa lugar. Yan yung fear activity. Next is attention seeking. Making unnecessary noise, for example, tapping pencil on desk, dropping books and other objects in the middle of the discussion, sharing chairs and making a script, tapping feet, passing notes, or flying on your face during lesson. So yan din no, sa attention seeking, no, I teacher, halimbawa ako na teacher, and you want to seek attention, is parang magbibigla ka lang, nagagawa ka ng noise, and then makaka-disrupt na yan sa loob, makaka-disrupt na yan ng ating teaching and learning process. Next is the challenge of authority. Talking aloud, contrary to class usage, creating a disturbance, disobeying authorities, for example, refusing to move when told and chilling back after being told. Ito yung parang hindi naniniwala sa'yo. Halimbawa siya, nagkakausap sila while I'm talking in the front, and then they keep talking kahit ilang beses ko na sila sinaway. So that is one of the too much or undesirable na problem behavior ng isang learner. Next is critical recensions, making criticisms or complaints that are not reasonable or constructive, labing so as discord. So ito naman yung parang wala siyang pakialam sa mga paligid niya. Wala siyang pakialam sa paligid niya, no, kahit nakaka-istorbo na siya. So yan yung mga too much behavior na napapansin natin sa loob ng isang classroom. Next, we will discuss the behavior problems reflecting too little behavior of undesirable kinds. So gaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina, hindi lang dapat tayo mag-focus doon sa mga children na nagpapakita ng mga palang panlabas, external, na talagang nakaka-disrupt ng klase. Kailangan din natin mag-focus to those students mo na, for example, this fails to pay attention, preoccupied with other activities not related to the lesson. For example, working on assignment during during science lessons, playing toys inside his box, scribbling, doodling, stares into space. Ito yung parang nag-daydream lang na, halimbawa, nandito siya sa loob ng isang classroom, pero parang wala siya sa sarili niya. Yung parang kailangan din natin na i-observe yung those students na parang tahimik lang sa kanyang, parang tahimik lang sa kanyang share kasi nakaka-experience din yan ng problem behavior. Next is fails to show interest in work or to meet with work requirements. Feels idle time, drawing or doodling, giving up or does not complete work, hands and stop work, plays or joke whenever it can. It fails to ask for help, finishes late, or it is deliberate. Ito yung parang kagaya rin siya no, ng fails to pay attention na parang hindi mo nanginit yung mga parang wala kang time management. So next is fails to interact with other children. Does not initiate conversation or activity with others. Shy, does not defend when they attack, or it is passive no. Kailangan din natin talaga i-assess yung students na nakaka-experience na yan. No? Yung parang passive lang sila mag-learners, wala silang pakailang kahit sakit lang sila ng mga co-classmates nila. Next is fails to adhere their rules about attendance and functions. That is often late for school or submit school requirements, late or one. Parang nagkuha lang din siya, nagsispiral lang siya na talagang kailangan din natin na bigyan ng pansin yung mga students na tahimik lang sa classroom kasi nakaka-experience din nga yan sila ng mga problem behavior. Next is to fail to display sufficiency and dependent behavior. Always seek praises or encouragement, help, attention, support, or approval. Cannot proceed in the next task without approval or confirmation from teachers that it is favor. Ito yung mga students na kailangan mo talaga, ito yung mga students na parang kailangan mo i-boost yung confidence nila just to para maging active sila. Next is operational definition, behavior in the code system. So itong code system na talking out of seat, attention problem, or disruption, isa rin ito sa mga dahilan kung bakit malalaman natin na nagkakaroon ng problem behavior ang isang student. First is talking out, spoken words, either friendly, neutral, or negative in content, either directed at either the teacher without first obtaining permission, speak or answer the same time at passage during inactive time or during work periods. Ito yung parang may formal discussion dito sa harap, pero yung student na yun, bigla na lang siya magsasalita without asking her permission na magsalita. Yan yung isa sa na-identify nitong code system na mayroong problem behavior at isang bata. Next is out of seat. The child is not supporting his or her weight with a chair. Up and miss does not count as of seat behavior. Ito sila yung students na tayo ng tayo during class na nagiging cause ng late or nagiging cause ng teaching and learning process. Next is attention problem. The child is not attending either independent course or program activity. This child is therefore engaged in an activity other than that which has been directed and is very different from what the other children are doing. This includes the child not following teacher's direction. Ito yung mga students na kulang sa attention problem na hindi nila nagagawa yung different tasks nila just because hindi. And next is the disruption. The child action results in consequences that appear to be interrupting the other's work. This behavior might include noises or physical attack, and they may be unintentional or intentional. So, as teachers, kailangan natin maging alert dito sa mga different problem behavior